What's good, good people, and welcome to the Silly, Nerdy, Sometimes Wordy podcast. And I'm your host, BK, and this is episode 32, the reshuffling of comic book films for 2024, 2025, release dates post strikes. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering dates of movies that have moved into 2024 and moved completely into 2025, including only one MCU movie that will be releasing in 2024, and some nerdy notes on Jonathan Majors. All right, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a great holiday season, a great Christmas for those that celebrate, and all of the holidays. Yes, hope you had a great holiday season. And like I said, Happy New Year as we are in the year 2024. Now, let's get into the nerdy notes. And in this nerdy notes, this is focusing on Marvel/Disney Studios. And this is in regards to the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. An actor that was going to be a major part of the MCU. He's going to be a major villain moving forward. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen anymore. And per the Hollywood Reporter article, on December 18th, 2023, a Manhattan jury found Jonathan Majors guilty of reckless assault in the third degree and guilty of harassment following a 2-week trial that stemmed from a March incident between the actor and his ex-partner. End quote. Now, Jonathan Majors has been on the uprise these last few years, not only in the MCU, but outside of the MCU in other films. With the third Creed film, he was in that some other films as well, and he's a great actor, great performer. Unfortunately, this alleged things have happened and are happening, and it's gone to court, and I just read you that information there. So he will no longer be moving forward in any future MCU projects, because he was going to be the center of the next, at least one of the two next Avengers movies, Kang Dynasty. Obviously, Marvel will have to redirect. Now, they can recast the character and put a different actor there, or they can just move to a completely different villain, which there have been rumors and reports, fan theories out there. Maybe they move to Doctor Doom as the new big bad. Who knows? So that has not been decided if they will recast the role and continue with the Kang storyline, or they will just move to a new villain completely. I think they will move to a new villain. We'll see what happens with that. And getting into our main topic is we're going to stay with Marvel for a bit. They are taking their time. Their movies have not hit well recently, and they've decided to move all but one of their films into 2025. So there's only going to be one MCU movie coming out this year in 2024, and that's going to be Deadpool 3. That is the only MCU film that we're getting this year. So 2025 is going to be a big, big year for Marvel as well as DC and films in general. Because of the strikes and everything, studios have moved their films into late 2024 into 2025 completely. Specifically with Marvel, because they haven't had a lot of hits in terms of making their money back with their films. They've not been great at the box office lately, with the exception of Guardians 3. That was their only hit of 2023, I believe. And also, Dune 2 was slated to be released in November 2023, but that has been moved into 2024, initially March 15th, but now it's been moved to March 1st, 2024. So we are in 2024, so not too far out from Dune 2. Really excited about that film. As I said, Marvel moved all of their films into 2025. So the fourth Captain America film, New World Order, was supposed to come out this year, but that's been moved into 2025. That's had a lot of issues. They're kind of rewriting, refilming things. And another film, The Thunderbolts, that is also moving into 2025. Fantastic Four, that is reportedly supposed to be coming out May 2nd, 2025. Of course, all these dates are subject to change with casting, scripts, and development. So, yeah. Another film, Mission Impossible 8, The Dead Reckoning Part 2. That was going to be coming out 2024, but that has been pushed into 2025, May 23rd, 2025 also, due to the strikes. Now let's move away from Marvel. Let's get into DC. Now DC, they've had their issues as well. Of course, back in early January 2023, it was announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran were named co-chairman and CEO of DC Studios. And they will be moving forward. Peter will be handling the business side, the money side of the production, and James Gunn will be handling the creative vision. It's reportedly a 10-year deal. Previously, Walter Hamada was the president of DC Films, but he left in 2022. Now, we just had the last DC EU film, Aquaman 2. And so now, moving forward, we will have the new DCU projects that will be coming soon, starting late this year and then 2025. Now, in January, James Gunn released a short video describing and talking about the projects that he has coming out. And I'm going to go through those and just kind of list them. And he's very excited about him. I am as well. And the only one that is confirmed to have a release date is Superman Legacy. That's going to be the start of the DCU. Now, previously it was the DCEU, that is the DC Extended Universe. This new regime with James Gunn and Peter Safran is going to be the DCU, DC Universe. So Superman Legacy is the only confirmed one to be releasing July 11th, 2025. Now, there have already been a lot of casting news released. He's released the actor that's going to be playing Superman, which is David Cornsweet, and the actress that will be playing Lois Lane, and her name escapes me right now, but she is the actress that has the lead role on the Amazon show The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but she will be playing Lois Lane. And I'm excited to see what James Gunn does. He's been in the MCU. He's the main guy behind Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's also had a hand in Infinity War and Endgame as well in terms of the creative process. So some of the things that he mentioned, he didn't mention the whole this first chapter of these new projects, but they're going to be films, and they're going to be animation, live action, and gaming. So this first chapter is called Gods and Monsters, and this is per Collider that I'm getting this from, as well as the video that I have watched a few times. So he's first talked about Creature Commandos, and this is going to be an animation, and per this report, it's going to be, like I said, an animation story called Creature Commandos. It's a new take on the Suicide Squad, and it's featuring Rick Flag Sr. as a character. This absurd team-up series will see archetypes of classic monster characters teaming up to fight evil. So there's no release date on this, but there's going to be an animation called Creature Commandos. Another one is going to be Waller. That is Amanda Waller. And yes, Viola Davis will be reprising her role as this character. And she will be teaming up with the team from Peacemaker Season 1, which also there is going to be a Peacemaker Season 2. Of course, Peacemaker is a spinoff of the Suicide Squad film that James Gunn directed within the last few years. So that's going to be exciting that Viola Davis is continuing in the role of Amanda Waller. We talked about Superman Legacy, and this is not going to be a origin story because we've seen that so many times. And I mentioned the actress that's going to be playing Lois Lane. It's actually Rachel Brosnahan. And it's going to be very cool to see a new take on Superman and how this is going to be done. What else? He has another story called The Lanterns, and this is going to be a live-action TV show. He called it True Detective, a kind of True Detective kind of story with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, the two Lanterns. Of course, I never watched True Detective. I never got into it, but I know it's a very, very popular show. Another story is called The Authority. This one is going to be a film, and it's described as it is a passion project of James Gunn. It is a new and darker look at super-powered anti-heroes. That seemed to be the case. And then we go to Paradise Lost. This is going to be a TV series set in the world of the Mascara. And if you know that is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. And he described it as Westeros, Game of Thrones, but the characters that inhabit this world are the characters of the Mascara and of the island of all women and these warriors. So that sounds very interesting in that tone of Game of Thrones on that island. So that'll be very, very cool to see. Another one is called The Brave and the Bold. This one is going to be his first Batman film, and it's going to be a take on Batman and his son Damon Wayne playing Robin. And it's going to be a live action film, so that's going to be interesting. Another one, Booster Gold, that is going to be a TV series. I don't really know too much. I don't know anything about this character, Booster Gold, but he described it as the character of Booster Gold is a self-absorbed fame and glory with abilities granted to him by futuristic tech that he stole despite being vain and selfish. So that will be an interesting story. And then there's going to be a Supergirl film called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And then also a Swamp Thing story. That is going to be a film as well. And I mentioned Peacemaker Season 2, Peacemaker Season 1. Enjoyed it. So all of those projects that I just mentioned, we don't really have any type of release dates with the exception of Superman Legacy. We do know that is going to be in 2025. We've heard a lot of casting announcements for that, as well as the characters that will be in them. These other stories, they haven't really confirmed anything. There's some reports out there that say that Creature Commandos could be out sometime this year in 2024, as well as Waller, but nothing has been confirmed yet. So this is what DC is working on. And like I said, a lot of the films have moved into 2025. Obviously, with the strikes, the writer strike and the actor strikes has delayed things, so it's pushed it into 2025 or late 2024. But 2025 is going to be a big, big year in comic book films. So that is going to be very exciting. We're going to have about 3 to 4 MCU films, at least one DCU film. So it's going to be a big year next year. But we have some nice films this year. We still have Dune Part 2. We have the sequel to Joker coming out. So we have a few things. I don't have I should have a list of all the films coming out this year, but right now I don't. But I think that is all I have for now. But I just want to kind of go over those things with DCU as well as Marvel, and then Dune Part 2, which will be out March 1st. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that is all I have for you today. Again, I hope everyone had a great, happy, and safe holiday, and hope you're having a great new year so far. And until next time, we will talk soon.